Hi, I'm Duncan from Fishhead, and today we're talking about the Zenac Defimuthos Akura 100HH. This is the Type R model, so the top of the line model. The HH rod fits in the middle of the Akura range, so below the very heavy duty Triple H and above the all-rounder kind of single H models. It's definitely aimed at bigger fish, so larger pelagics, as opposed to being so much of a do-everything rod. So when you get to the tip initially, it is still quite soft. So it's only marginally stiffer than the single H, the 100H or the 95H. So just got a little bit more stiffness initially. But where you do notice the difference is as you come down the rod, it stiffens up quite quickly into that midsection. There's a fair bit more stiffness there, and that continues all the way through to the butt. So component-wise, the Type R rod has just the regular Fuji rubber butt cap, so just nice and durable on the rocks. The Zenac hexagon reel seat, which is a lovely reel seat for holding all the big reels nice and tight. Then you have the RG guide train. So that consists of, in this case, we've got the Fuji RV guides initially to choke that line down, and then we run through with K guides all the way through to the tip, and you get the little guide up close to the tip there, the assist guide, to help stop tip wraps. So if you want to learn more about the RG guide train and why they work so well, go check out our other video. But otherwise, let's move on to the casting. All right, so this is the Akura 100HH, and we've got the FCL CSP 110 IFS lure, which is about 38 grams. This has a minimum cast weight of around 40, so this is right on the bottom end, but doesn't seem to hold that back. Doesn't load all the way through, but you can certainly feel the tip of the rod is punching it out there quite nicely, so no dramas with that 40 grams. Working the stick bait at 40 grams, the rod's a little bit on the stiff side, so I would stick more to minnows and metals and things at the lighter end rather than trying to do a delicate floating stick bait. This is a sinking stick, so it works pretty much no matter what you do, just not getting as much feedback through the rod at this light end of the lure rating. So this is the TS180, about 80 gram stick bait. So nice casting weight for this rod, right in the comfortable end of its range. Super easy for it. Tip of the rod working quite nicely at this level. You can get a good feel through it. Get that stick bait working, being a skittering garfish style, just that little twitchy action gets it wiggling and walking on the surface. So we've got the CSP 220 floater. This one's 130 grams with hooks on. Nice comfortable weight for this rod. Launches it out nice and easy. Sweeping these stick baits too, the tip is working nicely. Give you a good action on the sticks. Doesn't rip them out the water too much. I suspect it'd probably go quite nicely then with the poppers around that 100-120 gram range as well. It's got plenty of mid stiffness to pull the lure through the water easily. But yeah, nice edge on the tip there to keep things nice and easy. The big Amigari popper, this weighs 180 grams. The recommended max plug weight on this is only 150, so compared to the 95H, which is rated a bit higher, to 180, this is slightly lower. So I think it may struggle a little bit with this heavy weight, but we've got it, so we'll give it a swing. Yeah, it's getting it out there, but certainly feels like it's well over the comfort weight. So I'd say that 150 max is probably accurate. The 130 that we cast before was quite nice on it and definitely felt like it was fully loading the rod well. Interestingly, Still getting quite a good action out of the popper with this one. So it's got enough mid stiffness to get a decent action through from the popper, even though it's not really up to throwing 180 grams. But yeah, I'd have no hesitation in throwing 130, 140 gram poppers on this rod because of that middle stiffness. Straight away with this rod, you can feel the soft tip of the Akura folding away. So it definitely is noticeable there how soft and easy the tip is. But then you get that 6 kilos. The rod is, yeah, fully loaded, but fairly comfortable at that weight. So plenty of power for the 6 kilo lift, and just a, yeah, nice smooth loading all the way through the rod. Okay, so when I was casting this rod, I didn't notice that it didn't feel a whole lot heavier in the hand than the 100H rod. I expected it to feel a little bit harder to cast with, but even at the lighter end of the range, you know, as long as we didn't go too light in that sort of 40, 50 gram range, it still felt really nice and easy to cast with. It handled all the lures through to that 130 gram range really well. Once we went up to the top end of its range, the 150 gram, you could certainly feel the stiffness in the middle was made it a bit harder on the angler. So the rod still cast the lures fine, but it was a bit stiffer and required a lot more input to get the big lures out there. But certainly if you're casting, pitching some metal jigs out there, you can, with minimal effort, you can pitch them a really long way and work some quite heavy weights relatively easily as well. So it'll definitely do that well. Yeah, if you wanted a rod for catching some big pelagics, but you still wanted to use the lighter lures around that 40 to 70 gram range, this is definitely a good rod to choose. If you're mostly targeting smaller fish off the rocks like tailor, salmon, little trevallies, that sort of thing, then this might be a little bit of overkill. It certainly does benefit from chasing some bigger fish, you know, your mackerels, tunas, kingfish, that sort of thing. This one is definitely, yeah, right in the zone for it. But yeah, what makes this rod good is that you can chase some very big fish, but it'll still handle some relatively small lures as well. Go check it out on our website, and we will be back again next week with another rod review.